So how do you deal with the situations, and Commander, you can answer this as well. Um, I'm driving down the street. I don't believe I've committed a crime. And all of a sudden, all I hear is the bloop bloop, and I'm being pulled over. I don't believe I've committed a crime. So driving while black, we all know it's a thing. How do I deal my emotions, and internally I'm going to escalate because I'm one, fearful, two, I am nervous about what did I do and didn't realize I did it, or what's going on. And more and more people are just afraid they're going to die from a traffic stop. What suggestions do you have for us on a call?
So first and foremost is that when I'm not in uniform and I'm in my car, I'm just a regular citizen, right? Whether I'm in Dade County, Broward County, driving up north, it doesn't matter. So although I'm also stressed and we all have our own issues that we're dealing with, I know that if I get pulled over by the police officer, no matter how angry or upset I am, I don't know what type of day that officer also had. So whatever they ask me to do, I'm going to do. It's just a matter of respect, right? So instead of escalating a situation, I'd rather just comply with whatever the officer asks. And he tells me I violated a crime, I did a crime, then I have to own up to that. But by escalating the situation, that's not going to make it any better. So my advice would be to anyone, if you are driving and you are pulled over by the police officer, comply with whatever questions they ask you, whatever they ask you for your driver's license, registration. You are entitled to know why you were pulled over, and you go from there. But it won't benefit anyone if you escalate the situation, or as soon as they pull, why are you pulling me over, and start cursing the officer out. You know, it could be something else that the officer's pulling you over for. Maybe you have a busted tail light out that you didn't even know about. And it's not to say that you will get a ticket, because plenty of times officers do not give tickets, you know. So just because you're pulled over, don't have the preconceived notion that this is going to go bad immediately and I may not make it home, you know.
What do you suggest if lawfully I own a gun, I have a concealed weapons license, and I have it in my car, and the officer comes? What should we say in those moments?
So when you get your permit, they also tell you, if you're ever pulled over, to let the officer know that you have a weapon inside of the vehicle. Mm-hmm. You do not reach for the weapon. You do not do any of that. You just calmly tell the officer, just so you know, I do have a weapon inside of the vehicle and I do have a permit.
Okay. So we all know Fidel Castillo did that, and yes, he still got shot.
Yes.
So is there anything else? If my hands are on the steering wheel, I have informed you there's a weapon in the car, and if I see a adverse reaction to that, looking at the police officer, what should I do?
What do you mean? If you can, I need you to elaborate more.
If I see their body, if I see their demeanor change. Because in all the videos that we see, there's a point where you see the demeanor of the officer who has pulled me over. Their demeanor changes. You see the shift of when their brain goes from this is a secure and safe stop to my life is in danger.
Right. So it's not good to escalate as well. So if you see the officers shifting, their behavior is shifting, you can say, officer, please, I would like to have a supervisor respond to the scene. I don't want any problems. You can always request a supervisor to respond. I would never suggest that you reach for anything or do anything, any slight movements. That's one. Two, yes, we saw what happened to Philando Castile. However, the amount of traffic stops that have occurred throughout the United States, I just want everyone to keep in mind that that was a situation that occurred, but it's not something that's occurring on the daily as the media is trying to portray. We do see a lot of incidents, yes, but there's also a lot of incidents that nothing happens. There's incidents where people do not even are issued tickets. So we have to remain focused and to know that not all officers are like that. Every profession, you have people that have different characteristics, that have different point of views, and they handle things differently. But not all officers are that way.
Mm-hmm. So that brings,
Officer Williams, if you want to chime in on that as well.
and Officer Pratt has joined us as well.
Okay.
Just pretty much the same things that you said, Commander. In my experience, pulling over cars when people inform you that they have a gun, whether they say they have a permit or not, you got to realize that the officer doesn't know that for a fact. So all this information has to be confirmed. Yeah, you should notify him, let him know that you have a firearm, and at the same time, always stay calm. Um, just as much as you want the officer to put you at ease, you should put him at ease as well. And just be calm, precise, and just speak clearly. And whatever commands he give you, the actions that he tell you to take, just follow those, and I think you'll be all right.
And I just want to point something out too, is that imagine you have a sister or a brother or a mother or a father that's a police officer, and that they're pulling someone over that has a gun inside of the vehicle. I'm sure you want your family member to make it home. And ultimately, we don't know who we're pulling over. I wouldn't know that you're an innocent person. I wouldn't know that you did not just rob a bank. So I have to make sure that I protect myself. Now, my comfort level with individuals may not be the same as someone else. So everyone will react differently, but it's incumbent upon both of us to work together and not escalate a situation, because ultimately you want to go home and I want to go home. I want to see my daughter. I'm sure that you want to go see your family, but I can't trust that I know what you just did 5-10 minutes ago, because I don't. So I have to have my guard up.
Got you.
But that's not to say that you'll get shot or it'll go from 0 to 100. No, but that's the state of mind that we need to think about too. We don't know what the person we're stopping just committed or what they just did. So we have to be careful.